Hello and welcome to the beginning of week 3, day 15. This week is entitled The Offering to Merciful Love. 9 months after Saint Therese discovered her little way, something happened that catapulted her far along its path. It was June 9th, 1895, Trinity Sunday. During Mass, the young nun received the inspiration and burning desire to offer herself to merciful love. Immediately afterwards, she went to her sister Pauline, Mother Agnes, who was prioress at the time, and asked permission to make the offering. Mother Agnes recalled the occasion during an interview. When she asked me this, her face was all lit up, as if she were on fire with love. I just let her do it. Next, when asked if Therese had made the offering just once and forgotten about it, Mother Agnes replied, "Oh no, never. She constantly repeated it, and her whole life revolved around it. On her deathbed, she said to me one day, I often repeat my act of consecration." What is this offering to merciful love, this consecration to divine mercy around which Therese's whole life revolved? That's what we're going to explore this week. Day 15 is entitled What It's Not. Probably the best way to begin to understand the offering to merciful love is to contrast it with what it's not. Recall that in the France of Therese's day, the heresy of Jansenism had a deep influence on Catholic spirituality. Well, Therese's own Lisieux convent certainly felt its effects. That's largely because of a popular and terribly rigorous book on Carmelite spirituality called The Treasure of Carmel. Among other things, the book asserts that every Carmelite should offer herself as a victim soul to God's justice, and several nuns from the Lisieux convent did just that. All right, so what did that offering mean? Let me begin to answer by introducing you to Sister Marie of Jesus, a Carmelite from Luçon, France. Sister Marie died in the spring of 1895, and her obituary arrived at the Lisieux convent on June 8th, where it was read aloud in the refectory, probably the same day. The next day, June 9th, Therese received the inspiration to make her offering to merciful love. Did Sister Marie's obituary have an influence on Therese? It seems that it did, and the reason should become clear as we proceed. First, according to the obituary, Sister Marie very often offered herself as a victim to divine justice. Therese would have duly noted those last words. Second, it's clear from the obituary that Sister Marie had fallen under the influence of Jansenism, as we can tell from some of her anxious last words. "I don't have enough merits, I must acquire more of them." Those words would have made an impression on the saint of the Little Way, who did not want to lay up the merits for heaven, but wanted to work for love alone. Finally, the obituary also includes the following statement from Sister Marie, which she uttered in the midst of mortal agony. "I am bearing the harshness of divine justice, divine justice, divine justice." So what's going on here? Well, basically, to offer oneself as a victim soul to God's justice, as Sister Marie did, is to make a sort of deal with the Lord, a deal which would go something like this. "Lord, please give to me all the punishment that's due to sinners, and then give to sinners the blessings I would normally receive as a faithful religious." Perhaps, surprisingly, the Lord would take people up on such an offer. Specifically, like Sister Marie of Jesus, they would often come down with some sort of illness that would cause terrible suffering and agonizing death. Therese had often heard of such victim souls to God's justice, and she was deeply impressed by their generosity. Now, of course, this little bird with the eyes and heart of an eagle also wanted to be generous with the Lord. Nevertheless, with Sister Marie in mind, she wrote the following. "I was thinking about the souls who offer themselves as victims of God's justice in order to turn away the punishments reserved to sinners, drawing them upon themselves. This offering seemed great and very generous to me, but I was far from feeling attracted to making it." After reading these lines, one can almost hear the sighs of relief from all the little souls. Thankfully, Therese was very much attracted to another kind of offering, the offering to merciful love. We'll look at what that is tomorrow. For now, we can reflect on the refreshing perspective from which the Saint of Lisieux approached the idea of offering herself as a spiritual victim. How good is the Lord! His mercy endures forever. It seems to me that if all creatures had received the same grace as I received, God would be feared by none, but would be loved to the point of folly. And through love, not through fear, no one would ever consent to cause him any pain. I understand, however, that all souls cannot be the same. It is necessary there be different types in order to honour each of God's perfections in a particular way. To me he has granted his infinite mercy, and through it I contemplate and adore the other divine perfections. All of these perfections appear to be resplendent with love, even his justice, and perhaps this, even more so than others, seems to me clothed in love. What a sweet joy it is to think that God is just, i.e. that he takes into account our weakness, that he is perfectly aware of our fragile nature. What should I fear then? Clearly, Therese's path is one of mercy and not justice. In fact, she even sees God's justice through the lens of mercy, a lens that transforms the harshness of divine justice, as Sister Marie Jesus had put it, into a justice that's clothed in love. Moved by this merciful perspective, Therese comes up with a spiritual victimhood that's based on mercy, not justice, on love and not fear, on tenderness and not severity. Indeed, her offering is well suited for the little souls who long to attain the heights of holiness, but who are too little to climb the rough stairway to perfection, too little to take the path of fear and harsh justice. Thank God for Saint Therese. Thank God that she discovered a way of spiritual victimhood that not only allows for even little souls to be generous, but also sets them on fire with love. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. Today's prayer. Come, Holy Spirit, fire of mercy. Fill me with merciful love, so that through it I may see all of God's perfections, including his justice, as clothed in love. Let's say that together again. Come, Holy Spirit, fire of mercy. Fill me with merciful love, so that through it I may see all of God's perfections, including his justice, as clothed in love. See you tomorrow.